Myths that everyone believes true. The reality will surprise you. Hi and welcome back, guys. We live in a world where advanced technologies and science has proved many mythological beliefs to be false or just impossible to exist. But in today's video, we are going to debunk and check some of the most common fact yet massively believed myths. Hang until the end of this video because what we have here today will definitely surprise you. Number 1. Part of the tongue for a different taste. I am sure you have seen this one in your science books too, that the human tongue has different parts or sections for each taste: sour, bitter, salty, sweet and umami. The deliciousness of cheeseburgers you taste. Fact: the human tongue is a highly sensitive muscle and taste buds or sensory nerves are spread across its surface. The density of the taste buds or sensory nerves may differ in different areas of the tongue and they can be at complete spot in different people. Number 2. The 5-second rule. Speaking of taste, we cannot ignore another myth which is very popular among people. During the coronavirus spread, it was also seen on the internet that scientists have reduced the 5-second time down to 3 seconds. If you have no idea what I am talking about, the 5-second rule is believed to be the time it takes bacteria to get on your food if it drops on the ground. Don't believe it just yet. It doesn't matter if you pick up the fallen candy within 5 seconds or more. Number of bacteria transferred to fallen food depends on how contaminated the floor is and how long the food stays there. Number 3. The evolution theory. In science, the theory is anything more than a conjecture. Usually an extensively tested idea uniting data from many observations. We did not evolve from chimps. Along with bonobos, they are our closest living genetic relatives. A shared ancestor lived 5 to 8 million years ago. Shortly thereafter, the species diverged into two separate lineages. One of these lineages ultimately evolved into gorillas and chimps, and the other evolved into early human ancestors called hominids. Number 4. Black holes, a path to another dimension. Believed by masses, the interpretation of a black hole is a passage to enter another dimension is nothing but a fantasy adopted by Hollywood movies. Black holes can be described as more of a physical phenomenon. Hugely dense objects usually start when dies, meaning all the burning mass on the surface is consumed. The massive gravitational pull of what's left create a hole in the fabric of space-time from which even light cannot escape. But for sure, it is not a hole in the sense of portal, rather it pulls everything within a certain radius toward itself until it collapses in it. Number 5. Normal people only use 10% of their brain. The 10% of the brain myth is a widely perpetuated myth that most or all humans only use 10% or some other small percentage of their brain. It has been misattributed to many celebrated people like Albert Einstein. For a certain scenario, the brain activity might be as low as 10%, but every part of the brain is equally important and perform to its full potential if exposed to challenging situations. It is also proved by scientific researches that through training and exercise, many unused areas on the brain can be activated. Number 6. Water conducts electricity. If you think too that water is a conductor of electricity, you are going to be surprised by the truth. Water itself is an insulator, which means that water itself cannot conduct electricity. But substances dissolved in water often can conduct electricity. Different salts and minerals that can be found in fresh water as well from free ions in the water which carry a charge and make water a conductor. Number 7. Adding salt boils water faster. Adding a pinch of salt to the water when boiling makes some negligible difference. Huge sea level amounts do. Salt particles play a platform-like role. It provides a surface for water molecules to bounce from which create a bubbling effect. There is no other reason or a magic trick that salt plays to boil water. Number 8. Waving your phone around catches more signal. If you own a cell phone, which you probably do, there is a 100% chance you have been desperate for cellular respiration. You have been desperate for cellular reception at least once, and you probably instinctively threw your arm in the sky in an attempt to get a better signal. I don't know why we do this. It's just a thing we have started doing. Does it help? No, not really. In fact, it makes it worse and makes you look like an idiot. Holding and staying still in a place can be more effective. Number 9. Penny drop from height can kill a person. If you think about it, it may sound real, but like everything else, science can always provide answers that are more acceptable. According to myth, a penny drop from the Empire State Building can kill someone below. In an experiment, a penny was fired with a gun at the speed of 64.4 miles per hour, the same speed at which a penny drop from the top of the Empire State Building would hit the ground at. It was launched at a ballistics dummy and found that it only caused a little damage. But we still recommended you to not try this experiment on yourself, because it can hurt a little hard if dropped on your head. With all the 9 myths debunked, and we are going to wrap this video here. Make sure to like and subscribe to this channel for more amazing videos, and also tell us in the comments how many of these myths you thought were actually true.